Okay. Is Tesla overvalued?
Tesla overvalued? No, I don't view it that way. It's
Do you own Tesla?
no, not right now. I
Okay.
have a lot of people don't know this. I did own some Tesla. It actually went up at like almost 100%. So I can't remember. I bought it at like 400 and it went to like, 780 or something like that. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to cash out at this point. And since then, I just haven't been in on it. I was I was going to be buying more of it in the story fund once it was dipping just recently. And I was like, if it falls below 700, I will buy it. That's a price where I know the positive expected returns are very good.
Right.
And it just went above that. So maybe I should have had a little bit more leeway there and been like 750, 780, I'll buy it. But right now, I guess I think it's more probably just like fairly valued. I don't think it's necessarily way overvalued. Um, there's, I think it's mostly fairly valued, but it's almost like the outcome of it is just more unpredictable. So if they come out with like a really full self-driving and robo-taxi network and stuff, then it's probably severely undervalued right now.
Right.
But if that just keeps getting delayed year after year and competitors slowly start gaining market share, and then there's less that distinguishes Tesla over a long period of time, then it might be overvalued. So, it's just stuff in the future that I'm not positive on. When I look at when I look at options, I look at Tesla, I look at Amazon. I like the value proposition of Amazon more, just because I think it's more predictable. That's the only reason why.
Do you think Tesla announcing a stock split deserves to get the same market cap of like GM and Ford in one day, 84 billion? Like things like that, they don't scream like overvaluation to me. It just screams a fanatic cult-like following that I think you and I talked about that is keeping the stock high, even in a world in which most professional investors may think, look, $1 trillion is just not enough to justify for the output that they're putting, unless you believe in this sort of robo-taxi story. So I guess my question is, do you believe the cult of Tesla is able to get it through the next couple of years with little news updates like a stock split?
Oh, I don't doubt it. They have super high conviction, long-term followers. I know, there's some people that have $1 million plus a Tesla. It's like their whole life savings. They won't sell the stock no matter what. So I think very much there's a huge supporter base of shareholders. In terms of the stock split, a lot of people scoff at it. I'm actually kind of on the side where like, I know the arguments. I know it doesn't create value, right? You're just dicing something up into smaller bites. But again, if you look at the way people buy and sell things, putting it into smaller chunks makes it a little bit easier to do. It creates less friction, right? Yeah. And also, stocks are driven by perception. When you have something that's a smaller piece, you can buy a little bit more of it. I think it does affect the inflows and outflows of money. But I don't think it should be like part of your thesis or long-term thesis. I think if you own the stock, you can be like, all right, this might be a little short-term catalyst that will help it out, but it just shouldn't be viewed as a value proposition or major piece of a thesis for a stock. AMC, or which one is it? AMC did its stock split, or they announced one?
No, not AMC. Amazon and Google did, from what I know.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they did?
I'm
AMC?
pretty sure. I think so. I think so. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, and it's just a reminder that any company can do it. They don't have to have a high share price to do it. With Amazon, I think it makes sense because their share price was over 3,000.
I was just about to ask. So like one of the companies that benefited from it was Amazon, that's doing a 21 stock split. And again, I want to transition. When did you start kind of buying Amazon, and how big of it is it of a percentage of the story fund?
It's about 30% of the story fund right now.
Okay.
So I've dramatically increased the position. So I started buying it more. I started doing research on Amazon. There's a couple of people in the Discord that are very bullish on it. And they're very smart. They work for these type of companies and stuff. But I look at the company, and the big thing with it is like the PE ratio, the price to earnings, right? And Tesla investors will know like the price to earnings is based off of if you're looking at forward basis, makes up the next 12 months of earnings. But if a company can grow its earnings substantially for a long period of time, having it at a 50 or 100 PE kind of makes sense if it's going to grow its earnings 3 times faster than other companies. And I look at Amazon as a company that the basis of my research is basically that over the next 5 to 10 years, I think just AWS alone will be more valuable than Amazon's current market cap. Yeah. So I look at it as having essentially, and I can't say for sure, but in my opinion, it has very limited downside if you hold it over a 5-year period, because just the way that AWS is growing, it grew revenues 40% last year. 40%. It has a revenue run rate of $70 billion, margins of 40%. And it's, it's not going to grow at 40% year over year forever. But that company, just with a price to sales of 10, is a $700 billion market cap company just for AWS.
Right.
Now, that's a lower price to sales than most software companies. It should be, in my opinion, it could have a price to sales of 15 or 20 based off of its future. So right now, I think AWS is worth about 80% of the total value of Amazon, just alone. And then you have the marketplace with 200 plus million Prime members. You have that just Amazon Prime generates something like, it's going to do about $40 billion of operating income.
Right.
And just high margin Prime membership income, right?
Amazing pricing power. Yeah.
Yep. Then you look at the business they basically just invented over the past 3 years, which is their advertising business. It did more revenue than YouTube.
Yeah.
So YouTube did about 33 billion. Amazon is going to do with their ad business just on Amazon.com about $40 billion this year, give or take. So you have three businesses, 70 billion run rate for AWS. You have Amazon Prime subscription business, and then you have the ad business, and then you have another $400 billion of revenue beyond that with just their retail business and their logistics, which they're so far ahead of their nearest competitor like Walmart or Target. It's not even close. They're not even ballpark close. And so I just don't know how I lose money on the company in 5 to 10 years. I don't see it would have to have multiple aspects of the business crumble. It could happen, but I think it's incredibly unlikely. So yeah, I started buying more and more of it, learning more about it. The valuation is what throws people off because of the PE ratio. I think that Amazon's doing a ton of things that are, it's basically like, like you look back 10 years and it's like Amazon earned, they do this thing where they kind of game the bottom line of the company. Like, we're not earning money, but that's because they take all of the money and they just put it back into new investments.
Yeah.
They're just, when they open up 300 plus warehouses a year, they're buying planes and ships and thousands of vans and hiring tens of thousands of new employees. They can make it look like they're earning no money, when if they tilted things to profit mode, all right, we just want to raise profits and generate margins, right? Higher margins. I think they're going to be incredibly profitable. So yeah, my conviction's just grown over the past few months as I've learned more about the company.